Welcome to the Akashic Library.
Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to take a story we all think we know. You know, the one about flying too close to the sun, and we're going to flip it on its head to uncover a powerful lesson it holds about taking the right kinds of risks. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you've heard this one before, right? The ancient Greek myth of Daedalus and his son Icarus. It's one of the oldest and most famous cautionary tales out there. It's been passed down for thousands of years, and it all kicks off with this desperate need to be free. Okay, so let's do a quick recap of the version of the story that's basically been burned into our brains. This is the part of the myth that really zooms in on the tragedy, on that lesson learned way too late. So here's the setup. Daedalus, this total genius inventor, is trapped by King Minos. But he's not one to just sit around. He gets super creative, starts gathering feathers and beeswax, and literally engineers their way out. But right before they take off, he gives Icarus one super critical piece of advice. Whatever you do, don't fly too high. And what happens? Come on, you know this part. Icarus gets so swept up in the incredible feeling of flying that he just completely forgets what his dad told him. He soars higher and higher, feeling like he's on top of the world, until, of course, the sun's heat starts to melt the wax, his wings just fall apart, and he tragically plunges from the sky right into the ocean below. So the moral we always get from this is crystal clear. Don't let your ego write checks your body can't cash. It's this huge warning against hubris, against that unchecked ambition and just plain showing off. And look, that's sensible advice, right? A life with zero self-control is probably going to hit a wall. But what if that's only half the story? Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting. Our intense focus on Icarus falling from the sky has kind of made us blind to a second, and I'd argue equally important, moral that's been hiding in plain sight this whole time. So you gotta ask, is this myth really just about flying too high? Is it just a simple lesson about pride and failure? The answer, it turns out, is a big, fat no. Because think about it. Before the fall, there was the escape. This is a story about the guts to imagine a different future, the sheer ingenuity to build a path to freedom when there isn't one, and the hope you need to even try in the first place. At its core, it's about refusing to live your life locked in a tower. And that reframes the whole idea of what's tragic here. I mean, yeah, Icarus falling was a tragedy, no doubt. But let's think about a quieter, maybe even bigger tragedy. For every one person who flies too recklessly, how many people never even dare to build wings at all? How many just stay prisoners forever, too scared to even think about another life? So here's the crucial point, the big takeaway. The Icarus myth actually has two incredibly powerful lessons. The first is the one we all know, watch out for ambition without caution. But that second, forgotten moral is all about the terrible risk of a life that's never lived, the danger of choosing the prison over the possibility of flight. And once you see it that way, the hero of the story completely shifts. It's not about the tragic son anymore, it's about the wise father, Daedalus, and his incredibly balanced approach to risk and freedom. Just think about the Daedalus mindset for a second. He didn't just tell his son, hey, be careful. No, he actively came up with a plan, used his brains to create a way out. He believed in the very idea of trying, of taking a smart, calculated risk to give himself and his son a shot at a better life. See, Daedalus's goal wasn't just about playing it safe. It was about being free. He knew that staying in that tower meant letting his captors win. So his warning wasn't just, don't fly too high. It was also implicitly, we have to fly. We have to take this shot. So what does this ancient story really mean for us, right here, right now? Well, it all comes down to our own relationship with risk and the mentors who help shape it. It's really about finding the Daedalus in our own lives. Seriously, take a second and think about it. Who in your life has been that person for you? Who encouraged you to build your own wings, but also reminded you to respect the sun? Our whole attitude toward risk is so often shaped by these Daedalus figures we meet along the way. And these figures usually fall into one of two camps. You've got the balanced guide, the true Daedalus, the one who encourages you to try while talking you through the risks of being reckless and the risks of doing nothing. And then you have the cautious guide, the one who, maybe because they're trapped in their own fears, can only see the danger and tells you not to even think about taking off. And this, right here, is the ultimate takeaway. The goal isn't to pick between two awful fates, rotting in a prison of fear or crashing and burning in a sea of recklessness. The wisdom of Daedalus shows us there is a middle path, a path of smart courage, of calculated risk-taking, of trying to build a better life without, losing your head.
Let's just end with this thought. We are so often warned about the dangers of flying too high. But maybe the real lesson from Icarus is a different kind of warning, that the biggest risk of all might be never, ever daring to feel the warmth of the sun on your face in the first place.
The story of Icarus isn't about failure. It's about ignoring limits. And sometimes, wisdom comes too late to save the fall.